Hey, what's going on, everyone? In today's little how-to lesson, I'm going to show you some basic tips and skills. How you strap in sitting down and standing up. What's going on, everyone? Now, the last tutorial I left off on, we were learning how to load, ride, and unload the chairlift. Now, when you get off the chairlift, this is how you're going to be. Either you're going to have your left foot in, right foot out, or vice versa. And there's really just two ways to strap in: sitting down or standing up. I'm going to give you some tips on sitting down, and then we'll progress to strapping in standing up. Okay, now we're set up to strap in our back foot. What I like to do is keep my knees slightly bent. That way it tilts the board, and my foot should fit in pretty easily, almost flush. For now, I just keep this kind of relaxed. Use my other hand, my right hand, since I'm going to strap in my right foot, and just pull free the bindings. Or if you can't, they swivel, you can just slide them out of the way, a little bit easier. Okay, and what you want to do is put your foot into the binding, but make sure you put the rear cup or your foot in the rear cup seated all the way back. Sometimes tap it might help. Make sure it's seated all the way back. Now, don't start with your small strap, okay? You want to start with the big strap. That's just going to ensure that your foot's seated all the way back, nice and secure. And then the top binding for the toe strap. Now, there's a lot of bindings that are different. If you look at mine here, you'll see there's webbing here, and that's meant to go over the toe. Not like this, not up front here, but it almost cups the front of my toes and the top. Whoa! Like so. Now, not all straps are the same. Your bindings might fit over like this, and that's fine too. I do like these. I feel like I get a really good secure gripping both the front of my boot and the top of my boot. Okay, now that we got both feet strapped in, there's only one thing left to do. It's to stand up. Now, to stand up from off your butt, what I suggest you do is create almost a little kind of wedge of where your board is, okay? That way when you go to stand up, the board just doesn't slide out. And you can use your hands to push yourself up. Some people might call it the crab walk. Call it whatever you'd like. But you're just gonna use your hands to push yourself up, okay? 1, 2, 3. And if you're having trouble standing up that way, it's a little bit easier way to stand up. What you can do is roll over on your stomach. Okay, you can use your hands just to push yourself up. Just make sure you bring your head up and everything too. You're not just leaning over. And you're ready to ride down the mountain. Little wedge, up, and you're in. Woo! Alrighty, that wraps up strapping in and standing up. Real basic, but we all have to do it as snowboarders. Now, over time, and I'm sure you might be sick of it already, you're gonna have a wet bottom, or your arms are gonna get tired as well, pushing yourself up all day, you know, up out of the snow. So kind of avoid having a wet bottom and kind of spaghetti arms at the end of the day, what I suggest is learning how to strap in standing up. There's not a lot to it. I'm just gonna point out some basic tips that'll hopefully help you strap in standing up like a pro. First thing is, if you have your board at home, practice at home on a rug, just to get familiar strapping in standing up. That way when you do come out here, it's not all new. So if we were just to say we just got off the chairlift, I got one foot out, and we're going to attempt strapping standing up. Some things to be aware of. The snow's not going to be all level when you get off the chairlift. There might be some people you got to move around. Also, The snow, like I said, it's gonna be a little sloped. So what you wanna kind of do is you're gonna dig your board kind of on a slight angle so it doesn't just slide away. And then you're gonna put your other foot in, make sure your heel's seated all the way to the back cup, and then strap it. Sounds easy. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so I have my board on a nice angle. You can see the front here. What I want to make sure is when I put my foot in, I don't just let my front toes go down and I lose my wedge and I start sliding down the mountain. So when you put your foot in, make sure to keep your toes up in the air. All right, because if I do put them down, I'm gonna lose that nice wedge I just created, okay? Let's jump back and I'll show you what it looks like in real time. Simple, right? And you can also try strapping in with your back facing towards the slope that's going downhill. Half the time I strap in backwards to the slope. I feel it's pretty easy to identify which way the slope's going. Put my back to it, dig my wedge. Let me show you. We're ready to go. I know that was real simple, but I hope that saves your arms from getting exhausted all day, from picking yourself up, and from your butt getting all soaked as well. It takes time, so definitely practice at home on like a rug before you get out here. It might help you out. With that said, be sure to check out my other tutorials if you haven't already. I'll leave them around at the end of this video.